I could distinguish the shapes of buildings vast and tall with intricate parapets. Intricate means which are complicated, and parapets is a low wall along the edge. And long columns. Columns are pillars. So when the time traveler came to the point where his time machine stopped by him, okay, he came out and saw a garden around him, as we read in the previous video, okay, and then he saw many buildings there. There were many, we can say, tall columns, tall pillars and all, okay. Close to panicking, I ran back to my time machine. Close to panicking means he was scared, okay, he was fearful that time, so he just went to time machine. It had overturned when I landed, okay. Actually, we read that when the time traveler was traveling and where he stopped, he just came out, he was thrown out of the time machine, okay. And when the time machine landed, actually it was flying somewhere and it landed, and when it landed it overturned, as you can see in the picture also. So the time machine overturned, so the time traveler went to it and straightened it, okay. Once I managed this, I felt more at ease, okay. So for a few seconds, or yes, we can say for a few minutes, he was actually feeling scared, but now he was completely fine, okay. Now he was feeling comfortable, okay. Feeling more courageous, I once again looked around. That's when I heard some voices. Some people were coming towards me. The first one was short, about 4 feet high, but an adult. Very, very important part of this chapter, okay. What is written here? The writer, the time traveler, was firstly alone in the garden. He could not see anybody around him, okay. And when it was sunny, okay, when there was a sunshine around after the rain stopped, okay, he heard some voices. First of all, he was thinking maybe human beings are not there in this generation, but then he heard some voices of people. The language was different, okay, but he saw some people were coming to him, okay. The first man who came to narrator, who approached narrator or the time traveler, he was actually very short. His height was only 4 feet, okay, don't forget, 4 feet high. He was an adult actually, okay. His age was maybe around 18 or above, okay, but actually he was of short height. So we can clearly understand from here that maybe in that generation where the time traveler came, people were short, okay, their height was not normal like us. He wore a purple robe. Robe is a kind of muffler, we can say, clinched with the belt, okay. Clinched means secured. So he was wearing a very long cloth, okay. He maybe had turned it in a form of a muffler or coat, and he just tied it with the help of one belt, okay. I noticed how beautiful yet frail he was. Frail means weak. The creature or the man who approached the narrator, okay, was actually weak, but still it was looking beautiful. So these things you will never forget. These are very important part of the chapter, how the generation was where the time traveler came. The generation was very different, okay. Maybe the things were same, but the human beings have been evolved, okay. They have completely changed. Now all the human beings who were living in this generation were actually very short, and they were looking very weak too, okay. As more people approached me, my fear subsided. Subsided means became less serious, became less severe, okay. Means earlier he was scared, but when some people were coming to him, means he was scared because he was thinking maybe the generation which is living here maybe would harm the time traveler, okay. But afterwards, when the people were approaching him, they were standing with next to him, they were talking to each other, they were not harming the time traveler. So now he was feeling comfortable with them. He was not scared at all, okay. These beautiful creatures were tiny and frail, okay. Same thing is written here. They were small, they were of short height, and they were weak. Frail means weak, okay. And I could easily fight them and win if need be. Means if there will be need, if anybody would try to harm the time traveler, then he would be able to fight with them, because they were not so strong, they were weak and short, okay. So it was very easy that if there would be a need, the writer, or we can say the time traveler, could fight with them all, okay. Let's continue the next page. Luckily, they came towards me smiling and laughing, all wearing similar colorful robes. All were wearing those purple robes, okay, all were looking same, and they were not considering the writer a stranger. They were also not scared of the time traveler. They all came to the time traveler, okay, because for them the time traveler was very strange because he was very long, okay, he was of long height, he was high actually. So for them the time traveler was very strange, but they were not scared at all. They came to the time traveler, they were talking to him, they were laughing with him, but their language was completely different, okay. The time traveler could not understand what they were talking about, okay. They spoke a strange but beautiful language, okay. Their language was different, it was strange but beautiful. When one spoke to me, I tried to use hand signals to show that I did not understand what he was saying, okay. When anybody came to the time traveler and was talking to him, the time traveler could not understand what he was saying, okay. The time traveler was just showing some hands or gestures to them to tell them that actually he was not able to understand any word of them, okay. So with gestures, with the sign language, the time traveler told the people of future generation that he was not able to understand their language, okay. He could not understand me either. The person on the next side was also not able to understand the writer, okay. Some of these creatures went to touch my time machine, okay. The time machine was also a very strange thing for them. So some creatures went to touch the time machine just to see what it was, but the time traveler refused them to do so. The time traveler did not want that anybody of them should touch his time machine because they could harm it, and then it would be impossible for the time traveler to go back to his world, okay. I made a gesture with my hand. What is gesture actually? It is actually a part of our body language, the signs which we use, okay. It's a non-verbal language actually, telling them not to, okay. So the time traveler was asking the people not to touch his time machine. Before any harm could be done, I removed the start and stop lever, okay. Lever was a device with which by pulling it or pushing it, he was just traveling time in time machine, okay. So he just removed it so that the time machine should not start, okay, and kept them with me. He kept the levers with him only, okay. The reading on my machine said it was the year 802701 AD, okay. It was 802,701 AD. AD is Anno Domini, okay. It's a period of time which we use for years. Now the very important thing is to keep in mind where he came now, okay. He came to a place, obviously any city would be there, but actually which year was going on? It was 8,02,701 year, okay. Means this generation, very we can say future generation, hundreds or thousands of years he had crossed, and now he came to this era, okay.